Hello everyone, today is Monday, March the 13th, and it's been a couple of weeks since I posted an update, but I believe that I've been able to stay in touch with everybody by email that had questions about the class. So just wanted to give you something to look forward to for the rest of the semester. To start with, if you can believe it, we're actually down to where you can see the bottom of the calendar here in the class. So got the calendar here on the screen. This week we start Module 5. And in Module 5 you've got some quizzes, and then you have the CIO interview and the final exam that will be due there at the end of the semester. You do have spring break in here, and the advantage for our class, since this 4-week period right here is all quizzes and spring break, you can really work this out however you need to. So if you need to take spring break at a different time from my class, if you can work it out with the other one, then that's just fine. As you move ahead and you're looking at the CIO interview, my real purpose for the CIO interview is that I like the fact that, number one, you get in the office of one of your executives. So get as far up the chain as you can. Everybody won't be able to get in the VP's office or the CIO's office or whatever the title is, but go as far up as you can with someone who has some decision-making authority over how technology is implemented in the organization. The reason is this, is that most of the time when you go to work, you're given technology to use. You're given access to databases, you're given access to inventory systems, to whatever your programs are that you have. But you don't know the reason why necessarily the decision was made to choose that product, to set up the database structure in that way, to set up the reports in that way, to set up the communication the way that it is. So when you talk to your IT folks, the idea is for you to find out the decisions that went on behind the computer screen to bring that computer, that technology, those databases, those programs, that software, the enterprise software, whatever it is that helps you to function in your capacity, to learn the decisions that went on behind the scenes to bring all of that to your daily job. And so that's really what we're looking at. But also, I want you to be thinking about the questions that regard to strategy. How are we setting ourselves up to move forward? Are we planning ahead for the next 5 to 10 years? Ultimately, my goal for this is for you to think through the topics covered in the course, answer the questions through the CIO interview, and then answer a couple of things. One is, how comfortable are you with the leadership in your organization as far as technology goes? Do you think that you are set up to remain competitive, or if you're not, to become competitive, remain competitive, or are you set up for failure because of the lack of investment in technology in your organization? The next thing is, I want you to develop your own model of how you're going to remember the topics from class. So my model is the CYB. And most of the time I use this outside of technology too. I use this when I'm helping people that report to me work through processes and figure out where the bottlenecks are and where the issues are in making decisions. But as far as IT goes, what's your model going to be of how you can make an appropriate technology decision? And then narrow that down to some kind of acronym, a motto, or something that will be easy for you to remember. Like if you're thinking about strategic planning, one of the things that should come to mind is a SWOT analysis, or Porter's 5 forces. And if you say those two phrases to somebody immediately, there's a lot of thoughts that come to mind in a process of how you can work through things. So what would be your model name or your acronym that's going to help you think through the technology decisions that are going to be made in an organization? This is something that should be in cross industries. It should not be industry specific. It should not be a long paragraph. Now there can be a paragraph to accompany it to explain it, but I'm talking about something short, because honestly, 5 years from now you may not remember a lot of the details from class, but if 5 years from now you still remember your personal acronym, your personal model that you designed, and you can remember that and think back about it, then maybe you'll remember some of the other concepts, and it will have made this academic experience worthwhile for you. So that's really my goal for the CIO interview as you're looking toward that project. So if you have any questions about what's coming up, quizzes, CIO interview, exam 2, let me know. Otherwise, I think things are slowing down. I'm going to do my best to get through the grading on the ERP, the SAP work today and tomorrow, and try to get everything finished up in your grades except for the last few quizzes you've got to take, and then the CIO interview and your final exam. And I say final as in it's the exam 2. So I'm going to try to get all of the assignment grading done today or tomorrow. So I hope everybody's doing well. I hope you have something planned for spring break. I do encourage you to take some time off from your academic pursuit, because if you remember anything from the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, one of the habits, in my opinion, one of the most important, is habit number 7, which is sharpening the saw. And you've got to take time to rest. You've got to take time to reconnect to your purpose in getting this degree. And so I highly recommend that you just shut down for a couple of days. Get outside. If you've got family, friends that you need to spend time with, go and spend some time with them. Spring break is a break, so take it if you can. I know job might not let you, and don't know what's going on in the other class. You may not be able to, but if at all possible, use spring break to get away from academics for a little bit and then come back and push through for the rest of the semester. So I hope everybody's doing good, and I will hear from you by email. And if not by email, then I'll be seeing your grades coming in on your quizzes. Have a great day.